On October 13, 1917, under the cloudy skies of Fatima, Portugal, an event unfolded that would become one of the most talked about mysteries in modern history. The miracle of the sun, witnessed by over 70,000 people, skeptics and believers alike. This extraordinary phenomenon continues to challenge both scientific understanding and logical explanation. What truly happened that day? And what meaning does it hold for humanity? The small village of Fatima had already gained spiritual significance earlier that year. In May 1917, three young shepherd children, Lucia dos Santos and her cousins Francisco and Jacinta Marto, reported experiencing visions of a radiant figure they identified as the Virgin Mary. These experiences came during a time of great turmoil. World War I was raging, and Portugal itself was in the grip of social and political upheaval, with secularism threatening to erode the nation's religious traditions. The messages the children said they received from the Virgin Mary resonated deeply with people seeking hope in troubled times. Beginning on May 13, 1917, the children claimed that the Virgin Mary, appearing as a woman dressed in white and shining brighter than the sun, urged them to pray for the conversion of sinners and for peace in the world. Over the next few months, these apparitions continued, with messages that mixed warnings about humanity's future with a call for prayer and spiritual renewal. Word spread quickly, and crowds began to gather in Fatima, hoping to catch a glimpse of the divine. A promise of a miracle. The Virgin Mary, the children claimed, promised to provide a sign on October 13, 1917, to prove the authenticity of the visions. By the time this date arrived, anticipation had reached a fever pitch. Thousands of people, villagers, pilgrims, skeptics, and journalists flocked to the fields of Cova da Iria, where the children said the apparitions had occurred. Despite persistent rain that turned the ground into a muddy mess, the crowd gathered, driven by a mix of faith, curiosity, and doubt. Lucia, the eldest of the children, called for silence around noon and led the crowd in prayer. And then, according to countless witnesses, something extraordinary began to happen. The rain suddenly stopped, and the clouds parted to reveal the sun. But this was no ordinary sight. The sun appeared as a silver, opaque disk, spinning rapidly and emitting vibrant colors that danced across the sky, reflecting off the earth and the crowd below. Witnesses described the sun as dancing in the sky, swaying and moving in ways that defied the natural behavior of celestial bodies. At one point, it appeared to plunge toward the earth, causing widespread panic. Many in the crowd fell to their knees, praying and weeping, convinced that the end of the world was near. Others were overcome with awe, unable to fully grasp what they were seeing. This was no ordinary natural event. It felt like something far beyond human comprehension. Witness accounts. The miracle of the sun left a profound impact on those who witnessed it. Eyewitness testimonies from that day paint a vivid picture of a collective experience that transcended the ordinary. Maria Carrera, a devotee present at the site, described the scene. "I saw the sun spin with a speed I never thought possible. The colors were incredible, as if the entire sky had been painted by divine hands." Her words capture the overwhelming beauty and otherworldly quality of the phenomenon. Even skeptics were moved. Avelino de Almeida, a journalist for the Lisbon newspaper O Século, initially approached the event with doubt, but left with a very different perspective. He wrote, "The sun, in unusual moments, seemed to dance and emit lights I had never imagined seeing. Even as a skeptic, I could not ignore the magnitude of what was before my eyes." Another observer, Joaquin Lorenzo, who was a child at the time, shared the emotional intensity of the moment. "People around me were shouting, some crying, and others praying fervently. I remember the fear and excitement hanging in the air. It was as if the world was suspended, waiting for what would come next." A university professor who witnessed the event admitted, "Despite my scientific training, I could not explain what I saw that day. The colors, the movements, and the intensity of the experience defied any rational comprehension. The aftermath. The miracle of the sun captured the attention of newspapers around the world, even those that had previously dismissed the Fatima apparitions as mere superstition. Journalists and skeptics alike struggled to put into words what they had witnessed or heard about. Many resorted to vague phrases like celestial phenomena, but none of these descriptions fit neatly into any known scientific framework. The sheer scale of the event and its detailed accounts left many baffled. Since that day, countless scientific theories have emerged to explain what might have occurred. Some argue that it was an optical illusion, possibly caused by the crowd staring directly at the sun for too long. This can create afterimages or distortions in vision that might resemble a spinning or dancing sun. Others suggest the possibility of a natural atmospheric phenomenon. For instance, conditions involving ice crystals in the upper atmosphere or the scattering of light in low clouds can sometimes create dazzling effects like halos or light dispersion. These phenomena, under certain circumstances, can appear unusual or even awe-inspiring. However, such theories fall short in explaining the full scope of the event. Natural optical phenomena rarely last as long as the miracle of the sun reportedly did, nor do they exhibit the erratic motions described by so many witnesses. Another popular explanation is rooted in psychology. Experts suggest that the heightened emotional state of the crowd, combined with their shared anticipation of witnessing a miracle, could have created a powerful suggestion effect. In such a charged atmosphere, individuals might have unconsciously influenced one another's perceptions, resulting in a collective belief that they saw something extraordinary. This idea of mass psychological suggestion, though compelling, also has its limitations. It does not fully account for the uniformity of the descriptions from the thousands of people present, including skeptics and journalists who were not predisposed to believe in miracles. These individuals, despite their doubts, described phenomena consistent with what others claimed to see. A mystery beyond explanation. One of the more abstract but thought-provoking interpretations comes from the famous psychologist Carl Jung. Jung, known for his work on the collective unconscious, believed that events like the miracle of the sun might transcend purely material explanations. He suggested that such occurrences could represent moments where the boundaries of human consciousness are challenged, revealing layers of reality we are not yet capable of fully understanding. Even with modern scientific advancements, no explanation has definitively clarified what happened on October 13, 1917. While theories about optical illusions, meteorological phenomena, or psychological suggestion offer intriguing possibilities, none can entirely explain the magnitude and consistency of the event. A message for humanity. The enduring power of the miracle of the sun lies not only in its mystery, but also in the message it carries for humanity. For many, this was more than just a spectacle. It was a divine call to reflect, pray, and transform. The Virgin Mary's messages to the shepherd children emphasized themes of repentance, compassion, and peace. These themes resonated deeply during a time of war and uncertainty and continue to hold relevance in today's divided and chaotic world. For believers, the miracle of the sun is a profound symbol of hope and faith, a tangible reminder that there is something greater than ourselves. It challenges us to reconnect with the spiritual, to seek peace within ourselves, and to foster unity with others. For skeptics and scientists, it represents an enduring mystery, a challenge to explore the limits of human understanding and the nature of reality itself. Theories and interpretations. One of the most discussed scientific hypotheses is that the miracle of the sun was a form of pareidolia, a psychological phenomenon where the brain interprets random visual stimuli as familiar patterns. For example, seeing shapes in clouds or faces in objects. This could explain why some people saw the sun spin or emit multicolored lights. It may have been their brains making sense of an unusual visual experience. Others point to rare meteorological conditions. Ice crystals in the atmosphere can refract sunlight in unusual ways, creating halos, arcs, or other striking visual effects. Similarly, Low clouds can scatter light, producing optical illusions that seem extraordinary. However, these natural occurrences don't match the detailed descriptions provided by many witnesses, particularly the sun's perceived movements and its sudden plunge toward the Earth. Another theory is rooted in the power of group psychology. When thousands of people gather with shared expectations, their collective energy and heightened emotions can lead to a kind of mass suggestion. This psychological state may have amplified individual perceptions, causing many to believe they saw something extraordinary, even if the physical reality was different. Yet, despite these rational explanations, the phenomenon continues to defy complete understanding. The testimonies of those present, ranging from devout believers to skeptical journalists, were remarkably consistent. This uniformity makes it difficult to dismiss the event as mere coincidence or hysteria. A lasting legacy. The miracle of the sun remains a subject of fascination for both faith and science. It invites us to question the boundaries of our understanding and consider the possibility that some mysteries might never be fully solved. For those who believe, it is a divine message, a call to reflect on our actions, nurture our faith, and strive for a more compassionate and unified world. For skeptics, the event is a reminder that not all phenomena can be easily explained. It challenges us to remain curious, to seek answers while respecting the complexity of experiences that lie beyond the scope of current knowledge. Whatever interpretation you choose, the miracle of the sun stands as a powerful symbol. It reminds us to look beyond what we can see and measure, to remain open to wonder, and to embrace the mystery of existence. Whether as a testament to faith, a scientific enigma, or a moment of collective transformation, it continues to inspire awe and provoke thought over a century later.